Okay, welcome to the 2023 Junior League World Series preview show. I'm Carl Zymak. With me today in our first clip here is our coaching panel of Taylor North coaches, Rick Thorning, the manager, Guido Uihlein, and Corey Farner. They're his two coaches. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
You guys have had a heck of a season, and it's going to be capped off here by a pretty fun venture, which you're somewhat used to.
Yeah.
You guys swept through the District 5 tournament to qualify for the World Series, and then traveled to Georgia this weekend for an elite baseball tournament. Captured that title too. Does this mean you're ready for the tournament?
I wouldn't say we're ready. You know, we got a lot of work to do. We'll get a lot of days to practice. We'll get some practice in and maybe a scrimmage or two in there and try to prep these guys.
Who do you guys usually reach out to scrimmage when you're?
We just have some friends of ours that have some travel teams. We try to find, a team a year older than us with some strong boys, and we'll kind of reach out to some people and see if they want to put something together to play us.
When you guys were playing in the districts, any surprises, individual surprises from the kids? Anything that jumped out at you?
I mean, our pitching, we threw a couple younger guys that weren't with us last year, and Cole Boyke, I think, threw very, very well for us, and he looked really, really good, both offensively and on the mound. So.
Now, from the team 2 years ago, Cole is the only one who wasn't on that team.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's on this one. What else does Cole play?
He plays outfield, some infield.
Okay. All right.
Catches a little bit, but I think primarily for us, he'll play the outfield and pitch.
Okay. When it comes to coaching this team over the course of the season, okay, how do you guys divvy up responsibilities?
Well, it's kind of a three-man show, to be honest with you. We're all on kind of the same page with each other, so no decisions made individually by myself or them. We get together, even a lineup, everything is, hey, what do you guys think? And if he was to say, let's make this adjustment, I wouldn't even consider saying no. If he was to say make the adjustment, I wouldn't consider saying no. We're all on the same page with that when it comes to the team.
Okay. Now you two guys were back 2 years ago. You were in Williamsport and everything, and I know, Corey, you were there too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, obviously, but he wasn't on the staff. High school coach that took a team to the finals this year. You obviously got the right guy here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know? How many games did Taylor North play this season as a team? Did this Taylor North team play as a team through tournaments and everything? Do you have any idea?
Just the district tournament. So, I mean, as the full 11 kids that we have, it was just the district tournament. Now, we have our 7 kids who play travel baseball for Taylor Made. We talked about that before. And then the other 4 kids play for different travel teams. I think 2 play for the same team.
Correct.
2, right? 2 play for the same team, and then 2 other kids play for different teams. So
I apologize. Three are on the Taylor team.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. 3. That's right. Yeah, but we've had these kids before, so we've had them before. We coached them before. They've played together before, obviously with the World Series. So they're kind of on our page and we're on their page.
Now I know that Taylor Made team has gotten a lot of publicity and people know about them. How'd they do this summer? Can you walk
We
us
did
through?
great. We just finished our season, like the boys said earlier. We went down to Georgia, East Cobb, won a good tournament down there. We finished the season 44-7-2.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good record. Played some good teams, some good tournaments. We won 5 total tournaments that we got into, and that's the reason why we do that. We try to get into some pretty top end tournaments so we can prepare ourselves for what's ahead.
It's a unique, with what we did with Taylor Made, we're not a huge organization with all these resources and a hierarchy, and so what we built was grassroots, and what we've turned it into is pretty impressive. I think it's grown now to X amount of teams. I'm going to guess from the hip 16 or something. I believe we're approaching.
Yeah, we're up there pretty good.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. This is your 3rd Junior League World
Third Junior
Series?
League World Series,
Okay.
yes.
When you add that to the victory that you guys had in Williamsport that you ran, are you markedly better as a coach, as a manager, had you not done that?
I think so. Experience is key, with anything like that. So to have that experience, to be on the field in front of the people, and like I explained to these guys, they've been, he's coached a lot of big games. You know what I'm saying? Guido was there with me in Williamsport, and to feel the vibration on the ground from the crowd and just people talking. It's a different atmosphere than just going to a tournament and playing where you got the parents sitting in the crowd. So once you are able to understand what that feels like and get your feet wet with that, it plays a big part of being successful and teaching these kids the right way. And these kids have been there too.
Well, that's where I was going to go next. Same thing with the kids. Makes a big difference that they've been there, done that.
I think it's huge. I mean, atmosphere sometimes can, if you're not used to it, the moment can get too big for you, and I think nerves play a factor. And I think our kids are trained now through their experiences that they know how to handle that and still be able to perform at a pretty high level. So we're pretty proud of them, and they've worked really, really hard and played a lot of big games, both in Little League and travel ball. So I think they're prepared for that type of atmosphere.
We're absolutely fortunate, and I say this, no disrespect to the people coming behind us or the people before us. They're different, and I think from a young age we could see they're a little more, they don't buckle under pressure. It really doesn't affect them in a way that they crumble. They get a little stronger and they kind of push through it and find a way to get over it.
Yeah, their maturity was always a difference maker for them. Handling coaching and seeing the atmosphere and the environments that they play in, they've always been able to handle it pretty well.
How is it when the bullseye's on your back?
Well, I think they downplayed that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We go to tournaments, and it's everybody's talking about this is the World Series team. This is the World Series team. And we try to explain to people too that our tailor-made team does have 5 or 6 kids that weren't on the World Series team. But they don't care to hear that. They see the names, they want to win. They celebrate like they won the World Series, just if it's a pool play game or anything. And we had to get our boys up for that. Like, listen, even though it's the first game on a Friday night for a tournament, they're coming at us with their best. They want to beat us so they can say they beat us.
That type of thing make you stronger?
I believe so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen it in where everybody got out of pool play. They were throwing their ace in pool play against us in game one. I'm like, I don't get it, but hey, they want to win this game pretty badly.
Yeah, I think it shows them too that like you got to be ready every game, because everybody's going to be at their best against you, not just talent wise, but their enthusiasm, during the game. Sometimes it's hard to get up for a game that's a pool play game when it's 95 degrees outside, and but you're going to face everybody's best. So like you got to be ready yourself.
Now the draw for the upcoming tournament here has been held, and on the good side, you drew a bye into the 2:00 game in essentially the second round. If you win that game, you'd have a couple days off until Thursday, the 17th. Now the negative is that that the teams that you're waiting for are from the West and the Southwest, and those are traditionally very good teams to face.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about that before. What's your take on the whole thing?
So my take is we have a goal. Our goal is to go in and win this. We're going to do everything we can to win it. If teams are better than us and they play better baseball than us during this tournament, then you tip your cap to them, right? But our goal is to go in here to win this. So in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So if the best team, coming out of whether it's Hawaii or California, and we get them game one, we're going to give them our best. They're going to give us their best. And I look at it the other ways. If we can come out and we can win that first game, I think it changes everybody's mindset, team, coaches, fans, everybody out there, that we mean business.
I said this from early on. I think it's a benefit to most teams in the state. I think they look to say, wow, they are the host team. If they get in, we don't have to see them at a state tournament or a regional. I do genuinely feel that teams probably were happy that we were the host team to get in, and I think other teams from around the country, including Texas and Hawaii, I don't think they look at us lightly. They maybe think the same thing as others think. Oh, I got that region, that's going to be tough. I think we also get that view. We've ascended to that level.
Another hidden advantage, Corey, is that in that first game between the Southwest and the West, they're both going to be, I assume, throwing their number one pitchers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to have to go with
Yeah.
their best
Yeah.
because they're well versed with each other. Those are two regions that are usually really, really good and have been during the duration of the Junior League World Series. So I think that's going to be an advantage, having that bye and getting a scout and see what they can do. I think that's going to be huge for us as coaches and for our players too.
Then you're going to have people hanging off the trees too.
Oh, yeah.
For that 2:00
Mhm.
game.
Oh, you know.
Absolutely.
They'll probably be there 2 in the morning. Let's look at the other side of the bracket for a second. Okay, you got Australia, Europe, Africa, Latin America, Canada, Puerto Rico, and our friends from Chinese Taipei. They've been totally dominant in this since 2010. What makes them so good? You guys have all seen them play, obviously. What makes them so good?
I think that they're just highly disciplined. You know, everything that they do, how they do anything is how they do everything. So you watch them in the hotel and how they eat and you know what they do, their habits. I mean, they're just a disciplined team. So they're not a team that's going to beat themselves. You have to beat them. They're not going to go out there and make a ton of mistakes. So they're not only disciplined, but they're highly trained. You know, they do a great job with those kids over there, and you know, they got some advantages over there for sure. But when they come here, you got to play the game. You know, so the team that makes the least amount of mistakes are usually going to be the team that's going to win.
Anything to add?
He hit the nail on the
Yeah, you
head.
did.
Teams that usually don't make errors and don't chase bad pitches win a lot of baseball games.
That's for sure. Youth baseball can begin and end on the mound a lot of times. Most of your roster has usually been pitchers. You got a lot of pitchers that can do a lot of things. Who are going to be your top starters when you go to the tournament?
Well, we got Jacob Furcus, like you guys mentioned earlier. He kind of grew into his body. You know, he's a big, strong boy. We have Jackson Surma, we have Cam, and to be honest with you, Lucas Farner has come on really, really well for us during the travel season. And it used to be when he first started coming on pitching, it was like, let's try to find him spots against teams maybe that weren't as good or powerful, and now we kind of look for that spot for him because he does a good job with that. So I think he's going to surprise a lot of people with the way he throws. Then we have Boyke throws well. We got Max. We got Noah. I mean, Noah. We have kids that can throw.
You've got some depth.
Yes,
And that's important.
And the key will be to fit the kid with the situation.
Sure.
You know, and I think that's going to be huge.
You know, having watched you guys for a few years here, who plays shortstop when he doesn't? When Farner does?
It's actually a great thing. So we have, we have two options. Ethan Van Bell would be an option.
That's another position he plays?
Yes, yes.
is
So,
a handy tool.
and he's back. He's back to pitch. He's been off a little bit from pitching. He's just starting to get back into it. He threw really well in a tournament for us the other day. It'll either be him or Cameron. So, when Lucas is out there, it's we gotta move some things around, but we got a talented enough team that we're not going to create any holes by moving people.
And we've thought about that as the summer has gone on,
Yeah.
and we've prepared for it.
Okay.
You know, so we've gotten some situations where Lucas is on the mound, and we're like, we got to have Cameron at shortstop right now, or we got to have
It's the best
EDB.
fit,
And we give him a lot of work out there too. So.
Let's give everybody their due here. I'll throw a name out. You guys tell me your impressions of how they progressed over the last 2 years headed into this tournament. Chauncey Atkins.
Well, I mean, I'll start with Chauncey. Chauncey is, for one, he's super quiet. He's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. But when it comes to the game of baseball, he's just so well put together. His swing, his style, his speed, his leadoff, his jump, everything, fundamentally sound, good baseball player. He's really good at bats. He's really strong for not being as too big, and he's just fundamentally put together. He's a good ball player, fast.
Noah Bourne.
I genuinely, to me, I think Noah's one of the nicest human beings, kids you'll ever be around in youth sports. Gentle giant when they say it. He's really improved. You can tell he's been working in the cages, getting the at bats. He's gonna pitch some big spots for us. But I genuinely just think he's one of the best kids to have around. He's a quiet leader. A lot of the kids, he doesn't have to yell, he doesn't have to bark, but he can set a tone and kids will follow, which is a big thing for us, right? He has that presence because he does look like a grown man in the dugout, but he can check things real quick and he polices things well for us, I feel, and I think he's just going to be an asset to the team in that dugout.
Now, both those guys outfielders?
Noah's first baseman primarily. He can play some outfield too.
Okay.
Chauncey outfielder. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What about Lucas?
Farner?
Yeah.
I won't answer that.
Yeah,
so
okay, somebody else take that.
Since I've been coaching him since he's been 3. So Lucas is primarily a shortstop. He'll be pitching this year. You pretty much won't see him anywhere else other than short and pitcher. He's our leadoff hitter. Just very, very powerful. Again, not a kid with massive size, but he's got strength and he's got tremendous bat speed, and that goes a long way in the game of baseball. So he's the one that gets the ball rolling. And if it doesn't, we just blame everything on him.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Why don't you take Jake Furcus?
Jake's a great kid, super polite, and like we said earlier, he's grown into his body a little bit. He's got a good arm, good attitude about things, and he's coming on hitting this summer. He hit the crap out of the ball pretty much all summer long, and in the beginning wasn't rewarded for it. It was like going right at guys, and just recently it started finding gaps. And when he does that, I mean, he's a 5-tool guy. He can run a little bit. He can man that outfield spot, and he's quick. So he brings a lot to the table.
What about Max LaForest?
Max has a great sense of humor at times, right? He can definitely lighten the mood and keep things real light. He's definitely progressing. He's working, growing. You can see all these guys have gotten. I looked at a picture from Williamsport the other day, and then I looked at our district win picture, right? He's put some size on.
Okay.
He's been in the gym, so you can tell he's physically getting stronger. Definitely been working his outfield tools a bit, plays some first base for us. But he's a guy who's going to lighten the mood, and we'll have to every once in a while tell him, hey, not that light,
You
But
got to have guys like that, though.
And he wants to learn, too.
He
He's a
wants
guy
to
that
learn,
wants to
yeah.
learn
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Youngest kid on the team is Jackson Schufel, right? How's he doing?
Jackson's good, man.
Yeah.
I've known Jackson's family for a long time, and got a chance to coach his older brother for a little bit there, and he's just one of those kids. Again, smaller kid, but fundamentally sound. Like, he knows how to lay down a bunt. He knows how to swing the bat. He knows how to get the job done. His baseball IQ is very, very high. And if you can, put 11 guys out there with a very high baseball IQ like him, you're going to win some ball games. So you might not hit home runs, but you're going to win ball games. And that's what he is. He's a very, very smart, talented baseball player.
One of my favorites, Jackson Soma.
I love Jackson. He's grown, so he's stronger now than he was before, and he can make a field look small, with the way he hits. His arm has gotten stronger. He's a better athlete than he was, and he gives everything he got. He'll be the sweatiest kid out there, there's no doubt, because he works so hard at it.
Powerful human being. He's absolutely strong.
Yep. And he's a difference maker, and I think that's what you're going to see in this World Series. Is he's a difference maker.
What about Cam Thornton?
Cam, hey, you've seen it in Williamsport. He's a well above average athlete and baseball player. I mean, his hand speed, his ability to get out of the box and get the top speed when I watch him on bases is highly impressive, right? And it puts pressure on defenses, which is huge for us. And then, to mix it in, he's got the ability to hit the long ball. He can definitely make that field look small also, where singles become doubles quick, which get in the scoring position in a hurry for us, which is a huge asset. Good kid, good leader. I genuinely can't say enough. He is a good human being who treats others well, and that's the most impressive part for me with his baseball.
And he constantly asks questions.
Yeah.
The kid is constantly trying to get better. Most of our kids are like that. They get done with the situation, they come back and ask, hey, was this right? Should I have done this differently? Like, they're learning on the fly, which in baseball is a huge thing.
Absolutely.
You get Gavin Yulin.
All right. Well, everybody knows Gavin, right? Gavin doesn't shy away from the camera, but he's very open about it. And when he talks about asking questions, sometimes I have to tell Gavin to take it a step back, because he asks questions about every aspect of the game. And I say, hey, don't worry about this. Don't worry too much about this. He wants to be the perfect baseball player. He wants to have the perfect swing. He wants to field the ball the right way every single time. And he's put work in, hardest worker on the team, I'd say, hands down. And that's how he's been for the past 6 years, that we've had him. That's just what he does. He likes to put the work in. It shows. You know what I'm saying? So he just works hard. That's what he does.
Ethan Van Bell, he got a haircut from him.
He did.
He did. We were waiting on that for a while.
I got to say, he walked up to practice, and in the sun, I'm like looking, and I go, Lucas, what? And I thought it was Lucas Harnon.
Yeah,
he looked like he went, and jokingly, I said, did you ask for the Lucas? He's like, no, and he's like, he did go to my lady. So he went to the same person.
Lady, yeah. Got the same haircut. Wasn't the plan, but EBB, that's what we call him. He honestly is the prototypical utility player. He does well at multiple spots. You can feel comfortable putting him just about anywhere. Like Rick said earlier, he has started to throw a little bit more this summer, and he was dealing with like a neck issue early on, so we kind of shied away from that, let him go through rehab a little bit. But he's a kid that you can put anywhere, and when you have a teammate like that that's willing to go anywhere and willing to play it at a high level and learn, it just helps your team tremendously.
And then what about Cole Boyke?
So he's kind of, we know who he is. Obviously, we've had him. The family's real big. You know, Mark was, coached with me in the World Series last year. His dad or his uncle. Sorry. And we're real close with the Boyke family, and he's right in line with them. He's an athlete. The kid, you know, is just talented. He's got speed. He's got a good bat, good lefty bat. You know, other than Furcus, Cameron's never been back-to-back with Furcus, who's a lefty hitter. But you know, with those two hitting back-to-back in the lineup, it's nice to have, you know, two lefties back-to-back. He's one of the 13-year-olds on the team, and we have him slated in the 2 spot because he can handle the bat really well. Talented all around, really strong arm, really freakishly strong arm, and he's going to be a big part of this team.
Yep.
Be remiss without talking about the support that you guys have got from the community, and the fact that I have the feeling you go there at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, there's going to be a jam-packed stadium. You're looking forward
Yeah, I got
to
to
this?
tell you, so we've made preparations in the position that I'm in with the city. I mean, everywhere I go, it's become a good thing this time of the year because they just talk baseball with me. No one's really beating me up about the job or something not being done. I'm like, this is kind of nice. So we have made, I think the park, Heritage Park's going to see a number of people to watch a baseball game that's probably never seen. And then if we perform like we should, we want to give the city that where, you know, in Williamsport, everybody couldn't travel there. Obviously, nothing's given. They got to earn it. And if we can go out and do so, I think we can really give the citizens of Taylor, not only Taylor, but the surrounding communities where everybody lives and, you know, comes from. We're gonna put on a performance if we do what we should do.
Predictions? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, we're gonna play some good baseball. You know, I don't like making predictions, but like I said before, our goal is to go in and win this. So.
Corey, you've just got done in the state finals.
Yeah.
How do you think this looks?
I mean, I'm excited for it. I think our kids are prepared, you know, mentally to play, which is huge, right? You know, sometimes, like I said before, you get on the stage and sometimes they're not ready for that, but our kids are. And we just got to clean up some baseball stuff with our team in the next, you know, week and a half and get ready for it. You know, I think we're just going to go out there and play hard, and we're going to see what happens.
Well, this has been a favorite team of this city for several years now, and you guys are a big part of that. Congratulations on making it there.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Carl.
Bring it home.
Thank you.
Carl,
All right.
big shout out to the intermediate team who's in the World
Oh, yeah.
Series
They
right
won
now.
today.
Yes,
They won
exactly.
today.
Yeah, they beat the host team.
Yep,
if I'm not
California.
mistaken.
They're moving on to
California, so,
the
yep.
next,
Yep.
Who are some of the better kids? You guys out? Do you know that team very well?
Yeah, we know them really well. You know, you got Spencer, you got
Doty,
Doty,
yeah.
you got, I'm gonna say the name,
Hillebrow.
Hilleball? I
There
think
you
so,
go.
yeah.
They took a 12-year-old Cruz Rodriguez. Got a
Cruz
pretty cool
Rodriguez,
name
yeah.
out there.
Yep.
But-
They got some players
They
out
got
there.
some players there, yeah.
Yeah. They ready for that big stage?
They are. They won it today, so they got to keep moving on.
Well,
They had a
fantastic.
tough draw yesterday. You know, Hawaii's a good team, and as we know, and it was a close game. And I think both teams had there were a little nerves that played a factor in that game. But it could have went either way for about
Yeah.
6 innings there. So
Taylor's starting pitcher threw well, gave
Yep.
up only 1 earned run.
Yeah.
Couple
Richard
errors
Lurie.
cost him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
threw a great. I mean, he was commanding the zone, threw well.
yes, he did.
Well, you know, when you look at this, I'm assuming you guys can't be happier than with the way this league has come
Hands
together.
down,
absolutely.
yeah.
I was gonna. That's what I was gonna mention.
Okay.
The success has been, I mean, off the charts. We've become. We're not just a state name and power now. It's gotten to the World Series level, and the regional level has become the norm now. We got to get to regionals, and that gives you the opportunity to do things like they're doing out in California right now. But I think we've surpassed and become, you know, the premier program in the state of Michigan, bar none.
And so many people worked so hard
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
to do that and put aside some things.
Oh yes.
You know, which
we have
was-
some volunteers. You know, we have volunteers there. You know, obviously with Doug and Sherry Cloutier, and they're a huge part of it. And there's so many other people there. You know, Eric and Nicole. They put in so much work there. They don't get paid for this, you know, but they put the time and they put the effort in, and they're a big reason for the success that we have.
Well, and as a league as a whole, I think honestly, they're, you know, I know our group has been pretty special, kind of set the table, but they're just scratching the surface as a league. They're going to continue to grow and hopefully, you know, continue to get better. And I'm excited about the future for it, you know.
Well, hey, I can't wait to do more of these.
Oh yeah.
Every year we'll make it an annual thing, right?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, okay, that's it for this segment. We'll catch you on the next round here. Welcome back to our Junior League World Series preview special. We're here with players from Taylor North, Cam Thorning, Lucas Farner, Gavin Hewlin. They'll be representing District 5 in the Junior League World Series that starts up on the 13th of August. Welcome, guys. It's good to have you here. Let's get some background from each of you. We did this last year with you, so you know the program. Let's start with you, Gavin. Age, grade, and school.
I'm 14 years old. I'm going into my 9th grade year, and I go to Allen Park.
Okay. Lucas?
I'm 14 years old. I'm going into 9th grade, and I go to Woodhaven.
Alrighty.
Same over here. I'm 14, going into 9th grade, and I go to Woodhaven High School.
Alrighty. What other sports do you guys play? Gavin, starts with you.
I play soccer and basketball.
Okay. Now, you were telling me beforehand that you just got into soccer.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody rolling their eyes here? What?
Yeah, not a soccer player.
Not a soccer player?
No.
Have you ever been a soccer player?
I was like 3, and I did a camp, and then I quit.
And then that was it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What do you like to play?
I played football, and then I broke my wrist, so then I stopped, and now I'm just basketball and baseball.
What did you play in football?
I was a running back / receiver, like a slot.
All right. That's cool. Cam?
Played football last year, broke my elbow in a practice.
You guys
and
got to
then-
quit playing other sports.
Yeah,
You never get hurt playing baseball. Well, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Keep going.
and
Cam.
just basketball and baseball now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Successful so far with your other sports? Like what you're doing?
Yeah.
Is baseball the game for all three of you, or
Yes.
Yeah.
okay?
100%.
All right. What's the secondary game?
I'll go basketball.
You go
Yeah,
basketball.
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 Basketball. Okay. All right. You guys are easy to please. Jeez. Let's see here. Between school ball, the leagues and tournaments, I know we talked about this, but we weren't on the area. How many games have you guys played this season? Because it's a lot.
Counting everything.
It's closer to 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
100.
Counting everything.
Everything like it.
Okay. What's a typical week like for you? When balls
When
really
everything's going,
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday were school ball games.
roll? Okay.
And then we might have had a practice in there for travel. And then the weekend was travel ball
All
games.
right. Okay. Is that about the same
Yeah.
for you guys?
Yep.
All right. If you were evaluating the strengths and weaknesses, let's get into the Taylor North team right now. Of your Taylor North team, how would you evaluate that?
I think we're going to be really strong on pitching. We're going to have a lot to throw at teams, but I don't really see many weaknesses that we have. I think we hit all around, and yeah,
Do a pretty good job of it.
yeah.
Now I understand. Now I think I did some good homework here on Facebook, because I think your mom posted something about you pitching this past
Yeah.
weekend. You pitched real well, from what I understand.
Yeah, I have pitched 5 innings against.
I don't want to
Beast Mode.
embarrass you, but
Yeah, I did pretty good. I got tournament MVP.
oh, very good,
Yeah.
very good. And you guys won, right?
Yes, we did.
Where were
last
you guys
tournament.
at?
It was down in Georgia for a perfect game.
Okay,
Yeah, East
all right.
Cobb.
East Cobb, Georgia.
Now, do you feel like you guys are ready going into the Junior League World Series?
Yeah, 100%.
All righty. Is it you two guys in the pivot positions in the middle of the infield this year?
Yeah, we're the middle
Like-
infield.
Yeah.
Okay, just like it was the last time?
Yep.
All right, well, that makes me feel good about being consistent here. You guys, so we went over this last year. You guys, after you won the Little League World Series a couple of years ago, you guys, the team itself became somewhat legendary here in Taylor. I mean, you guys can't go anywhere without somebody recognizing you, okay? Do you still feel like celebrities after 2 years, after being away from it for
It's worn off a little bit, but you'll have that one little kid that'll come up to you and ask for a picture or something. Makes you feel good.
Does it ever get old?
No.
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 Now, I understand, you were mentioning the little kids. I understand the little kids really do kind of idolize you guys. They
Yeah.
follow you around, they give you one of these, and you're pretty good at talking to them from what I understand.
Yeah, I do. I do usually talk with them a lot.
Yeah. What do you have to say?
I just talk to them about baseball, ask them what positions they play.
Do they like to talk ball with you?
Yeah, then they just get going and start talking about everything.
Do you guys have to actually give them autographs or anything like that, or is it mainly just
Sometimes.
talk?
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. Does that type of thing ever get old?
No.
No.
It feels good.
Yeah,
Feels
it
good
does.
to have that.
Nothing wrong with that. I've had people tell me that younger players follow you guys around, do all those kind of things. On the other hand, does that put, what you guys did 2 years ago, does that put a bigger bullseye on your back?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Any good stories about that? Any teams that were kind of a, you got that look on your face.
There was a couple teams that
Yeah.
knew us, and then when they beat us, they posted some stuff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
teams like to talk when they
Yeah.
put it to
We
you
actually
guys.
we had parents from another opposing team taking videos of our players hitting for
Really?
the World Series.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's pretty.
it's
Yeah.
different. But
That's a lot different, to be honest with you. Jeez. Now, 10 of the 11 players on this year's team went to Williamsport 2 years ago. Those guys, and I asked Gavin this so he can, so he got an early look at this question. Who's changed the most as a baseball player? Who's improved the most?
has improved the most.
That's a tough question sometimes. Any ideas?
I don't got one that like sticks out.
I think
I
everyone.
think a lot of people have improved.
Okay.
Everyone's-
Some obviously more than the others, but
Mm.
not one really like sticks out.
Anybody really jump up physically? We talked about Furcus, right?
Yeah, Fergus.
Fergus.
He got
Because
bigger.
he's really grown, from what I understand. I haven't
Yeah,
seen him, but
he's grown into his body.
yeah.
Sam's got a little taller.
Serm has got
Slimmed out
taller.
a little bit.
Okay, Morini.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I know it's tough to evaluate the competition in this tournament, but what are you guys hearing?
The Hawaii team in the West Regional
Hmm.
has some of the boys we played in the 2021 Little League World Series.
Okay, and that was a good team.
Yep,
That was
we
two
swept,
good- Those
yep.
were two good games.
Yeah.
Any others that you know of or anything?
I know Texas was good last year, and so who knows?
The warm weather teams always
Yeah,
seem to
down south.
to be pretty decent. Are you looking forward to the big crowds coming out? Because
Yes.
I know you guys can really pack them in. I mean,
Yeah, and I feel like for us, we tend to play better in the bigger crowds. There's more eyes on us. I feel like it gives us a confidence boost. And
does this ever bother you guys?
No.
No, you're used to that now. Okay, all right. Cam, Lucas, you guys played last year in the Junior League World Series. What's a successful tournament for your team and you individually when you're looking at it now? What's a successful tournament going to be?
team-wise, successful tournament. I want to make it to the U.S. Championship. Now we got the bye. We only got to win 2 games.
Right.
But individually, I just want to give it all I got every game. I don't care if I go for 3, 0 for 4, whatever. I just want to give it all I got on both ends.
All righty. What about you?
Yeah, I just want to help my team out to win. If I don't get a hit, it's fine as long as I get on base.
All righty. Gavin, I saved you for last year because you weren't there last year. You were with the intermediates, and you had a really good region.
Yep.
Okay. What are your goals this time around?
Looking to take it all the way and play Chinese Taipei in the final.
Okay. All righty. What do you guys make of Chinese Taipei? They've been the big fish in the pond here for a little while.
Yeah.
They'll stay that way.
They're dangerous.
Yeah.
What makes them that good? Do you guys get a feel for it?
Baseball is their life, like literally. That's all
Okay.
they do.
Okay.
So, you know.
They even play more games than you guys do?
Yeah.
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 Goodness gracious. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Put her there. Get some big hits. Don't make any errors. Gavin, you be there and we'll be back with more after this. That's it for the Junior League World Series preview show. The opening ceremonies, including fireworks, will be held on Saturday, August the 12th. The opening round of play will kick off the next day on Sunday, August the 13th. The United States and International Bracket Championship games will be held on Saturday, August the 19th, with the Junior League World Series Championship game played at noon the next day on Sunday, August the 20th. All games will be played at Heritage Park. Admission is $5 per carload per game. If you're attending a Taylor North game, arrive early because the place is going to be packed. Thanks to all our guests from the Taylor North team that will be representing the city of Taylor in this tournament. For our producers, Samantha Rickert and Joe Camilleri, I'm Carl Zymak. Have a great day.